What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. All right, I wanted to talk about this. This has been on my mind for a little minute. And when this little story came out, I meant to talk about this when it did, but I just had so many other things going on and I didn't get a chance to get around to it. But with this most recent episode of Love and Marriage DC that just came out and I actually just saw not very long ago, I wanted to talk about this thought that I had in my mind because we've discussed Carlos King a good bit over here. And I know that a lot of people feel like he is doing too much when it comes to his own shows, or in essence, maybe not enough because of the psychopath, terrorist, narcissistic a-hole that I believe is still employed until I see some official announcement of him no longer being a part of the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. I feel that Carlos King is really dropping the ball because Love and Marriage DC, it may not have a ton of viewers and it may not be the most popular show on the network, and I know he loved to brag about Love and Marriage Huntsville being the number one show on the own network, but that's really not a brag. And as much as I may like Melody Cherie Rogers and admire and respect her growth from where she started being on the show with that trash bag of an ex-husband and father of her children, I don't believe that him bragging about that show being the number one show on the network is a flex. And I've said this before because what is there really to compare it to? The own network is not Bravo TV, okay? You've got reruns of Dr. Phil, reruns of the Oprah Winfrey Show, Super Soul Sunday, Dateline, and yeah, you've got some other reality shows that I don't watch. I don't watch Ready to Love. There was one that used to come on there. I don't know if it's going to be coming back. It was interesting, called Married, or what is it? Family or Fiance. Yeah, Family or Fiance. That one was interesting. Carlos King had nothing to do with it. But it was an interesting show. And a few other shows that come on the network. Bragging and boasting about Love and Marriage Huntsville being the number one show on the own network is not a flex. It's not. Okay? Especially since I feel like he makes more money talking about shows that come on Bravo TV, on YouTube, and on his podcast, and doing interviews with other reality personalities that he knows is going to garner him a lot of views so that he can rack up millions in views to get that Google AdSense check. I feel that he is dropping the ball when it comes to his own works, because I don't watch his new reality show Bold and Bougie. I don't know if I ever will. It's just not interesting to me. And I don't watch a whole lot of TV. So the shows that I do watch, I actually have some level of interest in it. And all of that being said, I actually like Love and Marriage DC. I watched the first season out of curiosity, and I'll tell you why. I watched the first season out of curiosity. It had nothing to do with Carlos King, but I stated from the very beginning, okay? I stated that Monique is not going to get what she thinks she's going to get by being on the show. And I just wanted to see what it was going to be, and I was right. I didn't do it to prove myself right. I just wanted to see what it was going to be. And if I'm wrong, I have no issue saying that I am wrong, because I don't proclaim to be God or Jesus and know it all. But I just have my feelings and thoughts on things. So watching that show, the first season of it, I didn't care for Monique. She came across the way that I expected her to, and she didn't come back to the show. And I believe a lot of the reasons why had to do with Carlos King, but also a number of reasons why was because her marriage was crumbling and she didn't want to continue to showcase that on television. And she had already gotten to her checkout point. She had gotten to her 10 years for her prenup. She was ready to get out of that marriage and she wanted to live her best life, not being with this man any longer. Okay. So with that being said, since she's exited the show, I feel that the show has been better. I actually do. I like the show. So the second season of it, I was interested in it. I watched it. And yeah, Ashley can be a bit much and all of that stuff. I agree with all of that. But it's good television in my personal opinion. I actually like it. But he left the show hanging for I don't know how long. A year or so? It was off of the air. So now this most recent season, it's showing them going on a couples trip for Valentine's weekend. And it's weird because it was Valentine's Day 2023. And here we are right now in March of 2024. It's just weird. When it also seems like they're always filming for Love and Marriage Huntsville and they'll take a little lunch break and then they're back to filming again. So if I were the people on Love and Marriage DC, I would feel some type of way. And I do believe that they do. And here's why I say this. Because Winter, who I actually like, I really do like Winter. She is on Love and Marriage DC and she's claiming that she's not coming back. Now, she's not saying it has anything to do with Carlos, but I do believe it is a contributing factor. But before I get into what she had to say, the reason why I said I feel that he's dropped the ball with Love and Marriage DC is not just because of how long he left them hanging before he brought them back for the second season, but I feel that I don't know what it is about Huntsville. And I don't know if it's just because it was the first show that he had a big hand in and being on this network. But besides Melody, and I'm not a millimeter, but I'm someone that respects her hustle and glad that she got out of that terrible marriage. I don't really like anybody else on the show. Now, I don't really have, I've had my issues and things that Stormy has said and done, but I don't dislike her. I don't hate her. I actually respect her as a businesswoman, and I hope she prospers and does well and learns from, things that she has made, bad decisions about in business and things like that, because I will never knock someone else's business. I'm a business owner myself. I've been an entrepreneur since 2006, and I'm also in the beauty industry, and I would never say anything negative to try to disparage someone else's business. I may not like someone's ways or some things that they have said, and I'm not a reality personality and never have a desire to be one, but I understand that being on a reality show and being newer to that field, some people are not going to get it right. But with all of that being said, the Scotts and these terrible marriages that he showcases on the show, even though DJ Quick, I feel, has some issues that he needs to address when it comes to his wife and things like that. I respect how he respects his wife, even when she's wrong, okay? The trash marriages that are showcased on Love and Marriage Huntsville with the Scotts and the trash marriage that he displayed with the Holts, which are no longer the Holts, but it's just the trash Holt and the rising Rogers. That just came out of my mouth. I didn't even think about that. So guys, but anyway, I just think it's despicable. I don't know what it is about these people and why he's showcasing them, but the marriages that are on Love and Marriage DC, although there are no perfect marriages and no perfect relationships, I feel are much more, one, entertaining, and two, respectable than the marriages that are displayed on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They're trash. Marcel disrespects his wife on every occasion that he is allowed to do so on camera, and we know that he does it off camera. The other Scotts, Maurice, we saw how he treated his wife, and in my personal opinion, I feel that he only married her for a storyline, and she was more than willing to accept it because that's what she really, 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 really wanted. And I don't know if she really got, in the end, what she was hoping for. because it's just a lot that's been shown with regards to the son from his first marriage and how he treats Kimmy and just a number of different things. It's just like, why are you showing this to the public? It's absolutely disgusting. And when I watch Love and Marriage DC, I get some entertainment, I get some laughs, I get some, oh, that looks fun, like at the couples trip that they showcased on this most recent episode, even though I'm just not someone that would really want to go on couples trips. But guys, I've been married for 25 years, so it's like me and my husband, we're best friends. I don't really need to hang out with other couples to have a good time, but I can watch other people and see it being entertaining and fun and think, oh, that's cool, just to watch it. But I actually got some enjoyment out of that. And even clips of the season that has been shown, to me, Love and Marriage DC just gives me more of what I would want to see if you're going to showcase married couples versus what he showcases on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just believe it's a dumpster fire when it comes to marriages and relationships. And I'm just over it. I don't really even like Love and Marriage Huntsville anymore. I don't wish anything in terms of the show not being successful for the sake of Melody, because I know she has other businesses and things going on, but that is the pillar of what branched her off into being able to do the other things that she's doing. And I also realize that there are other people that work on the show behind the scenes, and they have families and they have responsibilities and all of that good stuff, that the people in the credits and all of that. So there's a lot that goes into a reality show. It's not just the people that are showcased on the screen, but is there no other people in Huntsville that they could show and get rid of some of these people? Because I'm sorry, I'm just over it. I'm tired of the disrespectful mushmouth Marceau and his mealy mouth wife Letitia, and trying to prove herself of being this boss bee and so educated and whatever, but yet and still there's just a lot of things that goes on there that I'm just not a fan of. I don't wish her harm. And, I want her to be a woman that is not afraid to live her life and to grow and to elevate, because when you get married, not just when you get married, but when you're of a certain age and you grow, whether you're married or not, you are supposed to change and elevate for the better. And if he just always wanted her to just be a housewife and be there to serve him and serve the children and take care of the needs while he goes out and does really what he wants to do, and she decided, no, I don't want that anymore, I don't have an issue with that. But don't do it in a way where you're coming for other people. And I just didn't care for that stuff when it came to the exchanges that she and Melody were having over the seasons on the show. But the marriages on Love and Marriage DC, I highly respect a whole lot more than Huntsville. But let's get into what Winter had to say. All right, so the story comes from Urban Bell, and this is about a week ago, guys. So I know this isn't fresh, but whatever. I'm just getting a chance to talk about it now. Love and Marriage DC star Ashley Silva hasn't been feeling the direction of the show amid the current season. As we reported, Ashley ended up on bad terms with show newbies Clifton Petty and Joy Carter Petty. She confirmed they had gotten married. This isn't something the couple wanted Ashley to share, so she's been clashing with them ever since. During the recent episode, Ashley got into it with Clifton. She told him he was so sassy that she looked at him as the sixth female cast member. Interestingly enough, she felt some kind of way about how the interaction went down, and she told DJ Quicksilver that Clifton leaned in her face at one point, and that bothered her a lot. In response, Quick said he planned on confronting Clifton over the exchange. Arena Tyler and Jamie Tyler have given their perspectives on the fallout between the Pettys and the Silvas. Both feel like Ashley is the problem. Jamie said Quick doesn't like to hold Ashley accountable for her actions, so he's enabled her behavior. Irena agreed, and she suspects Ashley may be jealous of her friendship with Joy, and Ashley may feel like Joy came on the scene and stole her close friend. Ashley has been receiving a lot of backlash from Love and Marriage DC fans. Many of them have labeled her as a mean girl. Days ago, she told the fans that she was exiting the show because she had enough. Now it appears her co-star Winter Williams may be joining her and departing too. Winter recently took to X to call out Jamie and Irena. The couple appeared on Carlos King's YouTube channel, and Irena said it seemed like Winter's romance with Yusha was just for TV.
Well, we can't spoil the reunion, but okay. Diamond set is giving Martella charade. Now, first of all, y'all not going to use my...
There you go. Because come on now. Be for real. I mean, it was what? I don't want to spoil nothing, but 2.2 seconds. Like,
I heard his agenda was.
Well, we can't spoil the reunion, but okay. Diamond set is giving Martella charade. Now, first of all, y'all not going to use my...
There you go.
How do you feel seeing her in this new relationship? Is she happier to you? Is this creating any sort of bridge and like communication with you and her? Like, how do you feel about her and Yusha?
Oh, how do I feel? I like Yusha.
Okay.
I don't know if it's real though.
Okay.
I don't know if the relationship is real. Although
when she said "I love you," didn't he say "I care about you"?
Yeah,
yeah.
And I'm really good with, looking at people and scoping things out. I sit back and I'm very observant.
Yeah. How do you feel?
All right, so that was Irena, and she was talking to, God, what's the guy's name? Dustin Ross. And then they also, Irena and her husband Jamie, they were on Carlos's YouTube channel to discuss Winter's relationship. And Winter responded to it, and she said the narrative about Yusha being used/paid to be on the show is false. I was sincere. Whether he was is debatable. I don't know what y'all think we get paid. No reason to send/tell me anything if you like him so much and think I'm using him. Just say you're mad at me. And then she went on after someone replied to her post to say, this is low. Accusations like this cheapen a show. Just trying to figure out what you did so bad for them to start a smear campaign. I didn't do anything to them, and if I did, the phone works both ways. The show is already cheap when people ad-lib and make up things to make it seem juicier than it is when they know better. I'm done with it all. And when someone asked if this meant that she was quitting, she said, I am. I don't condone what I'm witnessing. When people take things too far and lack morals and a conscience to gain fame, you got to adjust. Those types of people are dangerous. I don't play games like that. And someone asked her about the Tylers and said, I thought that they would be the peacemakers. And she said the Tylers are not the peacemakers, unfortunately. You'd assume with them being the oldest, but they actually divide us more. Now, I don't know if that was her throwing shade because, yeah. Now, me not being a part of the show, I'm just an observer, obviously. I don't agree with them making comments about her relationship, but I feel that sometimes people, when they get in the presence of Carlos and they don't know how to handle themselves, then they get in the mess with him because Carlos is a messy queen. He's Carlos Queen, not really Carlos King. So the queenish behavior of him sitting there giggling and laughing when they're insinuating that they don't know how real the relationship was between her and Yusha, and Carlos sitting there giggling and laughing about it, I could understand her feelings and not really being here for them, sitting and discussing her relationship and trying to insinuate that this was something that was made up for TV. I don't think that she was doing that. I feel that just based on the things that Winter has shared, she's someone that falls fast and heavy, and she may move a bit too fast in relationships. So I don't think that this was something that she did for television. I just really don't. But what I really wanted to speak to is the fact that Carlos, he's losing. And I don't know if he's trying to make this, like, his exit plan out of being the producer of these love and marriage franchises to do something different, because the Love and Marriage Huntsville show has been honestly trash because of the majority of the people that he has as the cast. I'm sorry. I just am not here for it. The Scott's couples have been ridiculous. I don't believe that a lot of things that really go on in real time are showcased on the show when it comes to them, because for the most part, all I really hear about with them, especially Marceau and Letitia, is lawsuits against them in their construction business. So that's something that if you're going to have them on the show, I feel like you should be showcasing. I'm not saying you should, be able to get in a courtroom with them or depositions or mediations or, whatever. But if the terrible marriage of Melody and her trash ex-husband was showcased on the show, then why are we not seeing the terrible business practices of, this family? Because I still don't know what Maurice, I was about to say Marceau. I still don't know what Maurice really does. I heard he's an attorney. I heard he has a credit repair company. But what do you really do? What do you really do? And then Kimmy was a nurse, but I think she may have quit her profession to do what? I don't really know. I don't see a whole lot of that going on. I could do without the discussions about her sex drive and him and how often he gets it or what. Like, this is ridiculous. It really is, So to be honest with you, even though I don't care for Stormy's mom and how she has said some things and handled some things, I feel that she and her family's stuff has been a bit more entertaining on the show, if you will. But even that hasn't been really entertaining, because I was just like, okay, like, what is this? But yet and still, Love and Marriage DC, I feel, gets a lot of neglect from Carlos. And I'm sorry. I just feel that is a better show than Love and Marriage Huntsville, and he's allowing it to go down the drain. I actually prefer the couples that are on this show than the couples that are on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We know Melody isn't a couple right now. Well, I don't know, what her personal life is, but I know she's not coupled up with anyone that's on the show anymore, and good for her. But the marriages that are showcased on the show, I'm actually fine with Stormy and her husband. Even though a lot of people said a lot of negative things about Tiffany and her husband, I feel that her husband really showcased what a man is supposed to be. A husband, not just a man is supposed to be, a husband is supposed to be. Now, I didn't care for a couple of times when he backed down a little bit with regards to Marceau and Hotel confronting his pregnant wife about her questioning Sheree about the fake and fraudulent relationship that we know it to be in real time now. But back then, she could read between the lines, and he got pissed off about it. And I felt that I'm not saying he should have went and hemmed them up or picked them up and, DD2'd them on, on the concrete, but I wouldn't have mind seeing that, honestly. But, yeah, he should have shut them down for them trying to go back and forth with him about him coming to confront them about them trying to check his wife, especially with him not even being there. Just so disgusting and disrespectful. I think the marriages that are on Love and Marriage Huntsville are garbage, and I feel that Carlos King is allowing a good show, in my personal opinion, like Love and Marriage DC, to go into the garbage because of how he neglects it. And now we hear that Winter may not be coming back, and it's alleged that Ashley isn't coming back. I don't know. I feel like they need Ashley for the show, even though she's not displaying, favorite characteristics of someone and emulating that. I get it. But if she's going to be the villain of the show, then just walk in that and be that. Somebody's got to be the villain. And I actually do like Irena Tyler. And I know her husband can be problematic. He's a former cop. Listen, I could go into details about that. But with that being said, I actually do like the two of them together. They've been married for a very long time, and I don't see it as being one of those things where like it's Letitia and Marceau because they've been married for X number of years. Put some respect on their marriage. They don't even carry themselves like that, and that's one of the things that I actually do like about them. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about everything that we talked about. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.